of their friends. Many of us have limitations that are self-generated. Most of the limitations that we tell that we have are self-generated. Because we are all learning in the same institutions, we are living in the same society. Why some are becoming really very successful and others are getting average success, some are not successful. So it is the self-generated limitations most of the time which is causing the barrier to get the success that we want. If we are deliberately able to remove those obstacles in our everyday life, we will definitely be not only fostering our self-esteem, but we will be far more successful in our lives than we are today. When we do not feel that we are worthy of happiness, we cannot possibly feel worthy of good things in our life, the things that bring us well-being and happiness. I have found that many times when we are solving a very good mathematical problem, so because the most difficult problem is to be solved, the person is not enjoying it. See, in the exercise of a book, when you study a difficult topic and that consists of 15-20 examples, 1 or 2 will be really very difficult. If you are able to solve other 10 or 12, so we must enjoy that as well. That should not be an hindrance to enjoy what we have learned. And where is the limitation? That should be actively sought. And once we know that, we can take help of the friends, we can take help of the teachers and overcome that. So we must avoid this perfectionist attitude that unless I am doing all the work properly, then only I will enjoy. Because some failures will always be there. If we develop proper resilience, I persist with the failures, and once you are persisting with activity, it is impossible that activity you will not be able to enjoy. So you will be able to solve most difficult problems as well, provided you are persisting with the process of solving the problem. So it is important to keep the enthusiasm to solve the problems. Because we do not believe we actually deserve them, that they could not really be ours, we feel their loss. Many times I have found that students are passed 90%. See, 90%, very good score. Somebody else has got 95%, that's why I should not feel that I have got less percentage. So this is very important. Many times in Indian circumstances, it is found that because of the inadequate capacity of higher learning institutions, many very good students are not getting entry into those institutions. And once that event occurs, the student gets the limiting beliefs built in. It is very important that there are many other alternative careers. The expansion of opportunities in the last few years is enormous. If that student sits together and try to see what is in your circle of influence is more important than what is beyond. The number of seats in the higher learning institutions are minimal, but there are so many other institutions where you can learn and keep with the studies and try to see that you are performing at the best. Once you are performing at the best, your entry into any other institution at other time will always be there. Actually, when you are not getting a good seat in the higher learning institution, that's a momentary failure. That should not be treated as an affront on the self-esteem of the student. So the self-esteem of the student should be protected. This is required even for the parents. Parents should foster his self-esteem, because if they are nervous, student will automatically get nervous. This fear causes actual behaviors that lead to self-fulfilling prophecy. Our fear of loss creates actual loss. Our feeling of being unworthy of happiness, in fact, leads to unhappiness. See, once a student who is not getting his entry into the higher learning institution is not able to enjoy that moment, and because of the relationships around, he is not able to overcome the tendency, he will be in a spiral which will bring his performance down. And once the performance goes down, he feels that he is not capable of very good education. So this can be called as self-fulfilling prophecy. We have to avoid such self-fulfilling prophecies for all the people around us, especially for the students who are exerting a lot to enter into the higher learning institutions. There is second rung of institutions wherein you can enter initially, and then after putting up a brilliant performance there, you can again enter into the higher learning institutions. So this possibility is there, and everyone should take care that he is not indulging in self-fulfilling prophecies which are not leading to his well-being. We must see to it that all the time we are trying to get the maximum well-being, whatever we can get. There would be some minor issues for while pursuing this well-being, but we can negotiate those issues by thinking properly and by the support of the people around us. A person who fears loss may protect himself by ensuring that he has nothing to lose. When we are happy, we have a lot to lose. Many people do not feel happy because if they are happy, then they will lose that happiness and they will become unhappy. So this should not be there. Sometimes I may be losing the happiness, facing hardship, but most of the time I should be feeling happy. This can be deliberately inculcated. To avoid devastation of a loss, we exclude the possibility of the gain. I mean, sometimes we are not feeling happy. It does not mean that many times we should not feel happy. This is illustrated by this. We fear the worst, thus, from the outset, deprive ourselves of the best. Many times we deprive ourselves from the best because we fear to lose whatever we have. So sometimes we will be losing, and sometimes there is happiness in losing as well. One must liberate from the fear of happiness. Even if we do not find happiness, we might feel guilty because there are other people who are around who are less fortunate. See, looking at the poor people, if you are feeling unhappy, so how you will help him? It is very important that you should be compassionate. Compassion is an essential quality for well-being. Unless I feel myself happy, I cannot broaden the horizon. Unless I broaden the horizon, I cannot help the people who I am considering as less unfortunate. So if I am fortunate enough to get, by the grace of the God, good wealth, I must distribute that wealth to uplift that, and that also in the proper manner. It should not be only as doles. That person who is getting help, she also should feel that he is empowered. Unless he feels empowered, that relationship will not be lasting. It is when we liberate ourselves from our fear of happiness that we can best help others. So to best help others, it is very important that we should liberate ourselves from the fear of happiness. Vivekananda used to say, Manav Amrtutacha putra hai. Every human being on this earth has the ability to enjoy life to his or her fullest. Maximum well-being he can attain. Then why one should not try it? Because we are putting limiting belief, we are not getting the proper well-being. If the possibility exists that every human being can attain to the maximum well-being that he can get, such conditions we create, then really it is very good. We must feel that we are worthy of by our virtue of our existence, because we are born with the heart and mind. We can experience pleasure and meaning and enjoyment, because every person on this earth has come with the permission of the God Almighty, with the permission of the nature, and nature has provided him all the help to become happy, to pursue the ultimate currency, that is well-being. So I must wholeheartedly pursue and get them. The self-inhibiting factors I should avoid at all the cost. When we do not accept our inherent worth, we ignore our or actively undermine our talents, our potential, our joy, our accomplishment. So we should not limit ourselves by thinking that we are not able to get this. We should actively pursue with our full talents, with full skills, with full vigor, to get what is the maximum that I can get. So the nature has got plenty of the things when you are pursuing right things and trying to get what you want. Enjoying present moment is very important. When there are too many competing demands on our time and attention, our ability to be present in the moment is diminished. Unless we are enjoying the present moment, we will not be happy. Our ability to appreciate and enjoy experience is diminished when we are time stressed. So, in today's world, you will find that time stress is all pervasive. In spite of this all pervasive time stress, we have to incorporate activities deliberately so that we can enjoy the present moment. And it is possible to do that by incorporating the elements of well-being in our everyday routine. For this, we need to simplify. We must simplify our lives, we must slow down. The good news is that simplifying our lives, doing less rather than more, does not come at the expense of the success. So it is the quality of the work that matters in the ultimate analysis, and not how much time you are spending on the work. Time is a limited resource, and there are too many competing demands on this limited resource, because you have to work, you have to cater to the requirements of your family, you have to accept some social responsibilities so that you should feel that you are part of the society, and society should feel that you are contributing towards the societal goals. So all this is possible if I use my time properly. So the sense of time affluence is very important. Simplify lives reduces stress levels. Relationship would be greatly enriched when we simplify lives. Time affluence is a consistent predictor of well-being, whereas material affluence is not. Many people who have got lot of material worth, but they feel that they are not happy. But the people who are having a balance of material wealth plus relationship plus meaning and engagement in their work, definitely they are feeling happy. So it is important that we deliberately understand this and not go only for the material worth in our life. Time affluence is the feeling that one has sufficient time to pursue activities that are personally meaningful, to reflect and to engage in leisure. So particularly for the student, as most of the time students are well supported by the parents, they can get the feeling of time affluence if they are able to divide their study time, their play time, and the time that they spend with their friends properly. So one has to acquire this quality so that even in the longer run, when they are entering into their work life, this will help and they can keep proper balance of all the elements that lead to the well-being of them as well as others. So time poverty is the feeling that one is constantly stressed, rushed and overworked and behind the schedule. Many times when students say that they were not able to study because time was not there. See, from the beginning of the semester, if you are able to divide your everyday routine with study time, play time, then it is possible that you will feel time affluence. The time poverty feeling will not be there. One must train for this deliberately. To raise our level of well-being, there is no other way than to simplify our life. It is essential that we should simplify our life so that we raise the quality of our well-being. It means prioritizing, choosing activities we really want to do, and while letting go others. See, it is not possible to do all the activities that we feel we should do. We have to find the activities which we really want to do. And once we find those activities, the time will be barely sufficient to do those activities. So it is very important to train for every student that when the study time is there, he should stick to the studies. When the play time is there, he should stick to the play time. In the vacations or at the weekends, he should indulge in some hedonistic activities which will be catering to his basic strength, and he will be replenishing his energy at the end